So you're looking to gain more muscle, and sometimes you feel like your metabolism isn't cooperating. Well, there are certain things that you can do to fix and enhance and improve your metabolism so you can actually put on more muscle. So the first things first is when we're talking about improving our metabolism, we have to look at improving our insulin sensitivity. So insulin sensitivity is very, very important when it comes to building muscle, because when you're trying to build muscle, you want all the food that you're eating, all the glycogen, everything to go inside the muscle. So whenever you eat something, the food travels down your bloodstream and it has one of two places to go. It can go either inside the body fat or it can go inside the muscle. The more insulin sensitive you are, that means that the receptor sites on your muscles are more likely to suck up the nutrients that you're eating. So if you're not putting on as much muscle as possible, it probably means your insulin sensitivity is not that good. And when people are insulin resistant, it basically means that the receptor sites on the muscles are kind of blocked off. And when they're blocked off, those nutrients go right into the body fat and get stored. So how can you improve your insulin sensitivity? So one, omega-3 fatty acid, fish oil is really, really good at improving your insulin sensitivity. I love taking fish oil. I think fish oil is really good for your blood markers, but more than likely, it's really good for insulin sensitivity. So I would recommend taking a fish oil supplement, especially when in a calorie surplus, to help balance out your blood lipid levels. The next thing, portioning out your carbs and making sure that your carbs are evenly spread out throughout the day. People become insulin resistant because their carb intake is all over the place. Sometimes maybe they have a meal that's just carbs. Sometimes maybe they have a meal with no carbs. And that constant up and down is not good for insulin levels. So you always want to kind of keep insulin steady throughout the day, so you get kind of like a slow drip inside the muscle cells. All right. The next thing, and this is what helps with insulin sensitivity as well, is hitting your step goal, or just basically going for like a quick 10-minute walk after every meal. Just doing that little 10-minute walk helps to improve that insulin sensitivity, to kind of wake up those receptor sites on your muscles. So this way, your muscles are utilizing the food that you're eating and it's not getting stored as body fat. Okay. Next thing is obviously having balanced meals. When it comes to improving your insulin sensitivity, balanced meals are always key. You don't want meals that are too high in carb, too high in fat, and no carb, no fat. Just balancing your meals throughout the day is probably the best way to balance out and improve your insulin sensitivity. And of course, the last thing in improving your insulin sensitivity is prioritizing your protein. Protein is so important for building muscle. We all know that. But it's also really good at balancing your blood sugar levels. Again, improving insulin sensitivity. So making sure that you have protein with every meal is also going to help improve that. So that's the first pillar. When you're looking to fix your metabolism and gain more muscle, you got to improve your insulin sensitivity. Okay. The next thing that you need to do in order to fix your metabolism is you need to slowly walk your calories up. Most guys make the mistake of going from a calorie deficit right to a calorie surplus. They go from eating 2,500 calories dieting right up to 3,500 calories or more to gain muscle. Sometimes that's referred to as dirty bulking, and that's not good. When you have that big jump between 2,500 and 3,500, you're going to lay down more fat quickly that way. The best way to do it to keep your metabolism in check so you're gaining actually more muscle and less fat is by slowly walking your calories up there. Taking a couple of weeks to slowly walk them up to that level that you need in order to put muscle on. That's going to be ideal. All right. Number 3 here, reverse dieting out of diet phases. This kind of walks hand in hand with that last one. If you're jumping from 2,500 calories to 3,500 calories to bulk right away overnight, you're going to lay down a lot of body fat. So by slowly walking those up, you let your body and your metabolism slowly recover. So when you're dieting, your metabolism is not actually faster. It's actually slower because your metabolism slows down because your body doesn't want you to lose body fat. So when your metabolism is at its fastest is actually when your calories are high. So you want to slowly walk those calories up and slowly wake up your metabolism so you sort of earn the food that you're eating. Like I said, most of the time when guys, especially when they dirty bulk and they just jump from 2,500 to 3,500 and beyond calories, it's just way too fast of a transition. But if you slowly walk them up there, you're letting your body and your metabolism slowly wake up and you're slowly earning those food and those extra calories back in. And your body's going to prioritize that more for muscle than it would for body fat. All right. And the last thing here with fixing your metabolism to gain more muscle is if your body fat gets too high or your insulin levels start to creep up over 100, I forget what the units are. My dad happens to be a type 1 diabetic, meaning that he has diabetes his whole life. He was a little kid when he got it. So I actually have access to a glucose disposal monitor, which you can buy at like a pharmacy for relatively cheap, probably under $30, and you can have one. And what you should do is check your resting glucose. You don't have to do it every morning, but it's good to do it, I would probably say, every week during your calorie surplus, just to kind of check how many units of sugar is in your bloodstream. If you're creeping around that 100 mark, it may mean it's time to diet. When you go into a dieting phase, you clear up that insulin sensitivity. You don't have as much insulin in your bloodstream because obviously your calories are lower. So you don't have that excess floating around in your bloodstream. So this is when you would incorporate like a little bit of a mini cut. A 2-week mini cut during a 16-week bulk can go a long way in improving your insulin sensitivity, thus helping you to gain more lean muscle during this phase. So hopefully these points make sense to you guys. And because you made it this far into the video, I got a free gift for you. I have a free 6-week training program that I want to give you. No strings attached. I just want to help you to gain muscle and help you avoid all the mistakes that I made along my 20-year journey, all right? This was Anthony, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.